does it get much bigger than Luke McCormack making his professional debut? He's had to wait a long time for this opportunity. The twin brother of Olympic silver medalist Pat McCormack, who himself is 5-0. His trainer Ben Davison, I said it before the break, says this is going to be one of the most exciting careers in British boxing history. He's 140 amateur fights, but never a professional one. Let's find out how he fares. Could we be witnessing something special so we can hand back to our commentary team to get this one underway before we hear from Dev Sani, our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues here live on TNT Sports. Our next contest of the evening is 6 rounds in the super lightweight division. Your steward in charge is Des Rees, your timekeeper is Mark Shannon, and your referee, Lee Every from South Oxford. Introducing first in the red corner, competing in his 49th professional contest. At the weigh-in, he scaled 10 stone, 5 pounds, and tonight he wears the black and gold shorts. Please welcome from Managua, Nicaragua, Robin Zamora. And across the ring in the blue corner, tonight he makes his long-awaited professional debut. At the weigh-in, he scaled 10 stone, 4 pounds, and tonight he wears the blue shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Washington Northeast, the decorated multi-time international amateur medalist who proudly represented Great Britain at the 2020 Olympics, Luke McCormack!
Okay lads, when I say stop, you stop boxing. When I say break, take a step back. Keep your hands up, protect yourself at all time. Good luck to you both. Good luck.
So it's time for the professional debut of Luke McCormack, joining twin brother Pat, who's ringside in the paid ranks. There he is, big night for the McCormack family. And he's a young man, Richie, making his debut tonight, who you know extremely well.
Yeah, obviously I've worked with him for a good 4 or 5 years on the GB programme. And yes, very talented boxer indeed, aggressive. He's got power, he's got a very good balance. Yeah, he's a good all-rounder, is Luke. They both are. They're both quality boxers, Luke and Pat McCormack. And Pat, of course, Olympic silver medalist. So, yeah, quality, both of them.
We've seen Robin Zamora before, the man from Nicaragua, who's actually a couple of years younger than Pat and Luke McCormack at 26, but he's had 48 fights to this point. It's 3 years or thereabouts since we last saw Luke McCormack in the ring. He fought Andy Cruz back then. He's another one who's forging a really good career for himself in the professional ranks. And there's a lot of excitement. He really was thumping those pads with Ben Davison when we saw him behind the scenes. And I know that he wants to make a spectacular start here tonight.
Yeah, started positively on that front foot. It's a bit of an awkward start, isn't it, in terms of the opponents. Southpaw, constantly on the move. Probably done his own work on Luke as well. Knows that he's a quality international fighter as an amateur, and he's opted to hit and run literally. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky for Luke, but he'll have to just settle down, stick to his boxing, rely on his boxing ability, especially behind that jab there. It is there. And it won't take him, I don't think, too long to get to grips with it.
Just keep an eye on him switching down to the body. That was the work they were doing on the body belt and the pads before he came to the ring tonight with Ben Davison. I've seen him stopped early in this very ring, Robin Zamora. Sam Noakes had him out in 42 seconds last May, so whether Luke McCormack fancies doing something similar, we will wait and see.
Listen,
How significant might it be, Richie, than the fact we've not seen him for 965 days?
Well, that's one of the problems, isn't it? He's been out. I think a few injuries here and there that's kept him out of the ring. But it's just great to see him back again, because, you know, I really enjoyed working with him on GB. Quality kid. I mean, he won medals all over the world, did Luke, and fought Cubans, top Uzbekistan fighters, Kazakhstan, top Russian boxers. So he's held his own and beat most of them as well. So yeah, like I said, he's a quality boxer is Luke.
To wait a long time for this tonight, so you can understand the excitement. That's a good shot dug in, and Zamora is starting to feel the power of the McCormack punches, and those body shots, I think, already are starting to leave a mark.
Yeah, and Luke's not really rushing things, is he? You know, he's just trying to get his measure with his jab, but once he plants his feet, then he's starting to land some bigger shots, and that right hand's getting home as well. There it is there, just missing the target, that one. But like I say, it's an awkward opponent when he's constantly on the move, but Luke's got home with a couple of shots, especially this last 30 or 40 seconds.
And there's the bell, the first round of the professional career of Luke McCormack.
So if you layer your attack, so sometimes jab, then a little feint that throws him off, then attack after the feint.
That's Ben Davison in the corner of Luke McCormack. What a good man to have with you at the start of your professional journey. One thing he was saying while we were away, Richie, is just to be a little bit more patient. He just felt that he was rushing things a little bit, which is understandable, opening night nerves. And there's a great shot right at the start of the second round. And look at the grimace on the face of Zamora. I think he's going to struggle to beat the count here. Not a chance of getting back to his feet. Counted out by Lee Every. And in the blink of an eye, Luke McCormack's professional career is off and running. Applause there from his twin brother Pat. He's finished it in style with a sickening shot.
Yeah, super shot right at the very start of the round. So he's just switched the attack downstairs and he's caught his opponent with a cracking body shot there. And those are the ones that really take their toll, those body shots, and he couldn't get up from that. And he's a fairly tough lad, again, only been stopped, I think, about 8 times in the 26 defeats that he's had. So a good opponent, a tough opponent, but he couldn't get up from that shot. Good performance from Luke. I thought, you know, he was just getting into it, wasn't he? Let's have a look at it here. Just switches downstairs, so he's tapping the head. Look at that there for that right uppercut downstairs. Whips one down. Love just under the elbow. That's a cracking shot indeed.
And we said it, Richie, early in the first round. That's exactly what they were working on in the changing rooms. The final bit of preparation was switching downstairs to the body, and that's the shot that took him out.
Yeah, so he's peppering the opponent with the jab. So he's taking literally the attention totally away from the right hand that's to follow. 2 or 3 jabs went to the head, and then a very fast bolo type uppercut shot that went straight downstairs underneath that elbow into the rib cage, and that's a belting shot there from Luke. He'll be pleased that he's got that one out of the way, and it's a TKO.
Well, it's the 8th time that Zamora's been stopped and the 5th time that he's been stopped inside 2 rounds. A spectacular start. Relief, I'm sure, for Luke McCormack to get the first one on the board with a fantastic body shot. Let's get confirmation of the official result from Dev Sani.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the time of 15 seconds in the second round, your referee calls a halt to this contest. Therefore, your winner by KO and successful on his professional debut, Luke McCormack!
So what a way to start off life as a professional boxer. Second round stoppage, brilliant body shot. Luke McCormack off and running, and didn't he enjoy that?
Well, it was a long time in the waiting, and dare I say, Steve, worth the wait.
You know what, I hate to say this, but you'd expect that, a finish like that from Luke McCormack, like you would from Pat McCormack, like you would from Peter McGraw, like you would from all those really seasoned, brilliant amateurs that Richie's been working with the last 10 years. And that was a cracking, superb finish. Every single part of that, from where his right foot was, from where his left foot was, from where his hips were, from where his shoulders were, from where his gloves were, that was beyond textbook. That was beautiful. And people might say, but Buncey's been stopped 8 times before. He was stopped in 1 round by Noakes. Okay, may have been, but that was clinical. It was cold, it was calculating, it was impressive.
The context of him doing it as well, having had so long out of the ring as well. And
first of all, I think Luke McCormack can only imagine what he's had to put up with the last few years, when it looked like we might never see him in a professional ring. His brother Pat, was so close to, you know, everyone talking about one of the top prospects in world boxing. He might have never got his chance, and for a bit it looked like that. So for him tonight, you can only imagine the relief, him getting in there, and that was a fantastic shot. The way he dressed the shot up, and like Steve,
every part of it, and every part of it.
Every part of it, and And listen, that first round, you got to remember Zamora. If he would have stood there, he would have ended in the first as well. Because me and Steve said at the end of the first, I don't blame Zamora getting on his back foot like that. But the way he set it up, and I'd love to know what was said in that corner. That
Can you imagine the last thing that Ben Davison says is show him the left and stick a right under his elbow? That makes Ben Davison even bigger guru than we think he is now. Now, Ben's not going to come up here and say, that's what I told him. But if we can find and isolate, imagine if that's the last thing he says, he sends him out.
I wouldn't rule it out.
Tuck a little right under his elbow. Oh, brilliant. That's genius.
Well, Ben isn't going to come up here, but thankfully he is down at ringside with JD now, with the man who's just made one heck of a pro debut.
Yeah, Luke, you told me I owe you a drink now, right? That's what he said to me. After that performance, you told me I owe you a drink. It's all smiles. I tell you.
That's why.
I did promise you a drink on your performance, but you told me now how your debut feels. Now it's all said and done and it's in the bank.
It was a little bit rushed at the start. Ben was telling us to go to the body. I was rushing the headshots, but as soon as he stayed still, I got him with a clean one, and that was the fight over with.
Look, Olympics is one thing. York Hall is a completely different animal in its own right. You just told me about the two differences and said
it was at the Olympics.
Tell me about the two different experiences and emotionally how that feels for you as well.
Well, it's a totally different sport. The pros to the amateurs. Amateurs too fast. Obviously, that was a fast fight, but it should have been 6 rounds, so double the length. But just totally different level of opponent, totally different styles, and I like that a lot better, to be honest.
He likes it a lot better. The man I have to ask now, Ben Davison. I've come down to the Performance Centre. I've seen the work that you two have put in. Just tell me now how you're feeling now your fighter's come out of it and he's victorious, and probably was a very great way to start in terms of his debut.
Yeah, tough period for Luke after the Olympics, so you know I'm over the moon for him. Pleased to get the first one out of the way, but look, the reality is Luke McCormack's not in the. He's got to go through his apprenticeship again because it's a new sport, but he's not in it to, you know, for this area, this level of fight. He's in it to become a world. He's in it to become a world champion.
I like it because that tells me already I can see the hunger that we've had off camera, and I can see it now again in your face now. So I know the journey and the struggles that you've had personally just to get to this stage. I'm guessing it's activity that you want in the 2020.
Yeah, activity. Just want to keep busy, stack some money up, and get some good performances on, get some good work in.
And look, you're never going to have a night like your debut, so I just want you to have the final words. All the fans that came in here, the noise that was support for you upon your arrival, your entrance down here. Now you can take a deep breath, Luke.
They all travelled down 5 hours to come, so only on a week's notice, so I'm pleased they all turned up, and I hope they enjoyed the show, and I hope they come to the next one.
Luke, there was no doubt about it. We'll come to the next one.
I want to thank Ben. I want to thank Ben. He's trained us for 2 years. I've never took a penny off us. Give us a house to live in. Got us out of all sorts of trouble and kept my career alive. So I want to thank Ben. Thank you.
Bradley, boxing continues to create great stories and continues to change lives as well. And this journey here has just started.